Здравствуйте, дорогие подписчики и зрители канала, меня зовут Даниил, и мы продолжаем прохождение игры Blues and Bullets. В прошлой серии мы... даже не знаю, как описать-то. В общем, если вы смотрели прошлую серию, вы знаете, что происходило-то. Поэтому продолжим прохождение сразу. То есть мы вышли от Капоне, он нас попросил найти его внучку, которую похитили. Этот город превратился в джунгли. Здесь даже крысы не в безопасности. Грызться за свою добычу. Чистый город. Что происходит? Если слово. О. Прям, ну, для начала серии, прям скажу, нормально такое. Тихо там. Вылазь. Hell.
My life, got my feet back on the ground. But now he's back, and he's dragged me in.
Вернулся. Да. Блин, вот это сейчас было классно очень. Не знаю, вроде ничего особенного, но очень круто.
I'm gonna need help.
Бухлишка. Так, давай-ка мы не будем бухать. Нам девочку искать надо. А у какой это не выход? Сволочи. Ладно, давай отойдем. Чего что? Выпить всегда успеем.
Elliot, I found Carlo Boccarini.
I knew you would, Alice.
Write this down. 31 Wicker Avenue in Lakeview.
Thanks. Nice work.
Elliot, what do you want with him? He's got a hell of a file.
Ох, блин, правду. Что-то осуждать меня. Давай тайну, блин, соврать. Тоже как-то нехорошо. Давай тайну сделаем.
Right now, it's better you don't know, Alice.
What? Are you protecting me?
I promised your father that I would.
I'm a cop, not a little girl.
Alice, I don't have much time. I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks.
Да, так будет лучше, мне кажется.
Tomorrow's going to be a long, long day.
Да уж.
"31 Wicker Avenue. This is it."
You sure?
I'm sure.
At last. That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
Работа жирча.
I smell of grease?
I don't think anyone else would notice. But when you spend a part of your sentence as a chef in the kitchens on Gore Island, you smell it a mile away. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf?
Alphonse?
On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what.
Alphonse?
So what now? You got a plan?
Take a look around, in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
My pleasure.
Ну пойдем. Мой лысый друг. Так, а он пошел на задний ход, да? А мы идем на главный. На передовую, так сказать.
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza.
Так. Что там?
Someone took out sections of the fence. Odd.
Утащили заборчик. Так. О, домик. Ну-ка.
Interesting taste. Been centuries since a gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well.
Ну да. Стулья какие-то валяются, разломанные все. Не так хорошо дела у него, видать, идут. Ладно. Звонок. Ага.
The bell doesn't work. I guess Boccarini doesn't get many visitors.
Давай стучать тогда. Так мягонько, чё, не будем.
Boccarini? Carlo Boccarini?
Nothing of interest out back. Sorry. You better come see this, Mr. Ness.
What is it?
I don't know how to describe it.
Что-то убит. Ох, ё, там, кажется, что-то не очень как-то совсем. И маньячина какой-нибудь завалил его, короче. Ох, ёб твою мать.
Is that our man?
Boccarini.
My God.
We have to find out who did this and why. Let's go.
You're the detective, Mr. Ness. Besides, Alfonso want to see this. I'll be right back.
All right.
Так, ну давай искать
I have
какие-нибудь.
to establish how Boccarini died.
Так, я думаю, что
Maybe the
картина
body
убийства.
parts can shed some light on the
Возможно,
motive.
части тела помогут пролить свет на мотив. Так, ну давай посмотрим.
Holy Christ, what the hell are we up against?
Охереть. Так, что там? А, вот так.
His teeth were all pulled out before he was killed. The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
Все зубы выдавили. Охереть. Так, что там?
Pity he won't last till Christmas, because he'd almost passed for a tree. There's no doubt the murderer took his time.
Так, допустим.
This isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands were ripped off. Who has
Охренеть.
that kind of strength?
Оторвали руку, прикиньте. Жесть какая-то. Ну-ка.
His eyes were pulled clean out of their sockets. Whoever did this, it
Глаза
wasn't their
вытащили.
first time.
Твою мать.
And if they committed any other murders like this, it's likely that the police found some of the bodies. I must remember to ask Alice.
Так, где еще одна улика? Ну. А, вот так вот еще. А, вот она. Стакан.
Once he got stuck in there, looks like the bottom of a glass.
Здесь что,
It's
ритник что ли
Boccarini,
был?
no doubt about that. Although the one I remember was more together.
Охренеть. Так. Ладно, давайте пока назад. Надо все осмотреть. Какие кровища тут, ёб твою мать.
The blood comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall.
Так, напали. Вот здесь. Стол сломан. Так.
The evidence suggests that the events began in the lounge. How did Boccherini encounter his murderer?
Так, давай-ка все осмотрим, а там уже будем.
Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy, or maybe it was thrown extremely hard.
Так, допустим. Поехали дальше.
A perfectly circular dint, as if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt, around 4 inches in diameter.
Непонятно пока. Так, что еще есть? Царапался кто-то.
Fingernails scratched the wood.
А, когда он его тащил, наверное. Так. Стаканчик. Так, ну что есть еще может быть? А, ну-ка.
Blood ran like water.
Так, допустим. Часы.
Did it break during the struggle, or was it already broken?
Наверное, во время.
What kind of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? Or fastens the strap again after taking it off?
Да, походу, руку оторвал и снял их.
Blood. Blood everywhere.
Так, ладно. Пойдем еще посмотрим. Сейчас все улики. Так,
This was opened recently.
бухлишка. Так, что тут у нас?
Smells of whiskey.
Здесь стакан разбился, то есть он то ли увидел кого-то, то ли...
Glass on the floor indicates the window was broken from outside.
Да, то есть через окно влезли.
There's something under there.
Пистолетик.
How did it wind up under there? Not one round fired. It must have happened
Не успел он
fast.
воспользоваться пистолетом. Сразу получил, видать. Так, что вроде больше ничего так нету. То есть готовил себе жрать, видимо.
What is it with Italians and olives?
А, нет,
They lap those things up like caviar.
или типа закуски была.
Like a true bachelor, he should have put these into soak. Hours of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage, I don't think Boccherini's too worried about that.
Действительно. Так, что еще может... О, подожди-ка, ну-ка. Так, бокал. Да?
4 glasses. 2 of water, 2 of wine.
То есть...
I've always been a whiskey man, but I know a good wine when I see one.
Понятненько.
Leftover lasagna, and it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them in cooking. The plates and the glasses leave no room for doubt. Boccherini had company for dinner.
Допустим. Так. Что там? Не хватает ножа?
1 knife's missing, the biggest one.
Тоже в кровище, что ли, все?
shut from the inside.
Ладно. Пойдем еще осмотримся. Так, кровище тут, блин, конечно. Ужас. Так, ну давай сюда пойдем.
Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the two of us when Milton gets back. If I'm not mistaken, this door opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
Так, ладно. Заперто там. Что там? Ложка. Походу ей глаза, короче, вытаскивали.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid. Oh shit.
Ёп, твою.
I should have stayed in my diner.
А! Блин, ужас какой-то. Так. Что-то держит, наверное. Ну тихо.
Are these teeth from the body? Well, at least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
А, без слов даже нет. Отвратительно.
What is that?
Какой-то символ нарисован кровью. Что мне до хера улик?
Looks like a ritual. What was Boccherini mixed up in?
Ну вот, видимо, для кого он делал документы. Это наш убийца. И он больной на всю башку, походу. Охренеть. Так, что у нас здесь?
This car
Yeah.
looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini. Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house? The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
Так, ладно, давайте все осмотрим, а потом будем думать.
Vermont plates. Someone drove a long way.
Из Вермонта кто-то был. Ну, машина, да, выглядит шикарно.
Let's take a look in the glove compartment.
Ну, давай заглянем.
Bingo.
Что там?
A man's cigarette case.
Мужской портсигар.
OB. One of the Boccherini clan?
Может быть. А, может совпадение. Хотя таких совпадений не бывает. Ладно, давайте попробуем разгадать. Итак, давайте, что у нас тут? Машина, да? Ой, нет, давайте с убийства не будем начинать. Вот. Так.
A car with Vermont plates.
Машина с вермонтскими номерами. И...
The
портсигар.
initials OB on a cigarette case. 1. It has Vermont plates. 2. It's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing. 3. The initials on the cigarette case don't match his name. The next possibility that needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen. There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house.
Так, кто-то еще. Вот.
Dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner for the dirty dishes and glasses prove that Boccherini ate lasagna with one other person.
Так.
Was Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up?
Так, это хрен его знает, конечно. Разбитый стакан. Так, еще раз.
Was Boccherini's guest still
Когда
in
есть
the house
убийца,
when the
гость
murderer
Беккерин
showed up?
оставался в доме. Так,
A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
раз. И второй стакан в нем.
What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccherini's bag. It seems clear that Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness? Did they escape? Did the murderer take them? Or are they still in the house?
Заперся, скорее всего.
A door in the kitchen, locked from the inside. It
Да-да-да.
opens onto the same
Видимо,
room as the jam. The door in the corridor jammed
Заперт.
shut. One locked door could be a coincidence, but two locked doors which open onto the same room
Значит, он еще
can't
там
be.
сидит.
Either I'm completely wrong, or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
Ну, Милтона сейчас мы позовем. Так, давайте. Здесь что у нас?
Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the motive.
Свет на мотив.
The murderer tore Boccherini's hands off.
Так.
Boccherini's teeth were all pulled out. Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle.
Да уж по-любому.
Boccherini's eyes still haven't shown up.
Глаза бы до сих пор
What
не
if I look
нашлись.
for whatever was used to remove them?
Конечно, при помощи ложки, блин.
A teaspoon stained with blood and some kind of sticky liquid. The mixture of sticky liquid and blood can only mean one thing. The spoon was used to remove Boccherini's eyes. The mutilations and the
Так,
disappearance of
увечья,
his eyes
исчезновение глаз
suggest two possible
позволяет
motives.
предположить два мотива. Психопатия
Psychopathy
или
or
религиозный
cultist
фанатизм.
fanaticism. Which is it?
По-любому
Some kind of symbol drawn in blood.
какая-то ссаная религия. И руки
A sick
сложенные.
altar of human flesh. Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion. The big question is, who did it?
Да хрен его знает, кто это сделал. Так, и тут что у нас?
How did Boccherini encounter his murderer?
Так,
Pieces of glass from the window in the hall, found inside the house.
ну да. Тут. Потом возле стола он
Two
начал...
pools of blood, one on either side of the dining room table.
Ой. Понятно, неправильно. Значит,
An open bottle of whiskey.
вот, правильно. Так, и, наверное, пистолет?
A pistol, fully loaded.
Да.
I'd say Boccherini was drinking in the dining room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin?
Где? Ну
A
вот здесь.
broken
Это.
table, scratched and covered in blood.
Здесь. Потом.
A
Часы.
blood-stained wristwatch with the glass broken and the
То
strap
есть ему руку
fastened.
оторвал прям там. Ну и вот
Two
здесь
pools of
лучше
blood,
крови.
one on either side of the
Yeah,
dining room
лужи
table. The bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table itself. That was where his hands were torn off. As a result, his wristwatch fell to the ground.
Что за зверь
How did the
какой-то.
body reach its current position?
Так, что там мы еще? Не все, смотрю, нашли. Так.
The trail of blood from the dining room to the hall.
Видимо, еще одна улика нужна. Как тело оказалось в таком положении? Чё, да? Ладно, пойдем посмотрим.
Takes a strong man to tear that out, or several.
Непонятно, что там происходит. Ну-ка, еще есть какие-нибудь улики? Может, что-то пропустил? Так, да вроде нет. Ну ладно, давай попробуем.
The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs.
Да, ну вот, да.
Boccherini, already minus hands, was dragged into the hall, where the murderer used the brackets of the lamp to complete his macabre diorama.
Это охереть просто.
Mr. Ness, can you open the door for me?
Ну ты дебил, блядь.
It was open. Why did you ring?
I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you.
When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work.
Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working.
Типа я слабый.
So, what can you tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective?
Ну,
What is that?
Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this.
All right. Follow me.
Тут мы ему все рассказали.
Boccherini had company for dinner. Someone from Vermont with the initials OB. Someone whose social status was a lot higher, but who was on the same side of the law. He served lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back. He span around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands. I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one. Then he pulled his teeth out one by one as he died. Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes.
You're telling me that someone did all this armed with a teaspoon?
More or less.
And you worked all this out on your own, just by looking?
More or less.
I don't know which of the two of you scares me more.
Я же детектив. Что ты
Wait a
сомневался?
second. What about the guest?
Right. Come with me.
А, там же кровяка.
Nothing.
Turns out Mr. Untouchable isn't infallible. But you were close. Congratulations.
This must be Boccherini's office. Let's take a quick look around.
All yours.
И сел читать книжку. Потом пораспрашиваю. Так, что у нас здесь? Чемоданчик. Даже кейс какой-то. Так. Открылся. Воу. Да тут у нас баблинская.
Jesus, there's at least $1 million here.
Это мы оставим себе.
Boccarini's?
I'd be surprised. Probably his guests, and I doubt it was to pay Boccarini for his services. None of his forgeries are worth that much.
Я бы с собой взял немножко денежек. На карманные, так сказать, расходы. Что там?
Carlo, I have the goods for OB, but I have to take the children to school tomorrow and I can't make the meetup. Friday, same time, same place. It's signed N.I.
These initials are getting to be a pain in the ass, right?
Ну,
I have to take the kids to school tomorrow. I don't think this is some loving divorced daddy, Milton.
I take back what I just said.
так, что у нас здесь?
The driver's license of one John Martinson and Osmond Burke. O.B.
Do we know him?
The eldest son of the richest family in Vermont, convicted rapist. He was arrested thanks to the testimony of his father, who wound up disinheriting him. He escaped from prison last week. He broke into the family home and slit the throats of all his relatives one by one, opened the safe and got away with a
Фига себе.
fortune.
Чувак.
They don't make jails like they used to. All starting to add up, isn't it?
Твою мать. Дурной, что ли, блин? Отвали.
Milton! Milton! You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness.
Ну,
I
конечно.
believe in you.
Да хорош ты уже. Ну, да, господи. Да твою мать, а? Ты бешеный такой, а?
Get out of my way, I said! He's coming back!
Who's coming back?
Him! The monster!
Какой
The guy who
монстр.
killed Boccarini?
He was a monster! Oh, get your hands off me, Negro!
What was he like? Describe him for me.
It was a monster. Red and black. I mean, his head reached the ceiling. He tore off his hands with his claws! It was a monster! A monster!
Охренеть.
Should I hit him again?
Да, наверное, для профилактики.
You're Osmond Burke, right?
Yes.
Good. Now pay attention, Burke, because I have a question for you.
Так,
Who
записка.
wrote this note?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Rings a bell.
One of
Русский.
Capone's right-hand men 20 years ago. What does this stuff about kids mean?
I don't know.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right?
Yes, yeah, at the docks, berth 42, right next to where the alligator 3 is moored.
So what's the meetup time?
Tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No. It's going to be tonight.
Весело.
Don't get too comfortable. We'll be there in no time.
Будем на месте мгновения ока. Блин, даже не знаю. В больницу, в закусочную или в полицию. В закусочную, мне кажется, он сбежит оттуда. Как бы его там, да и найти могут в больницу, как бы тоже, наверное, не вариант. Так, в полицию.
The cops in Santa Esperanza aren't as straight as the cops in Vermont. Even so, I think they'll be delighted to see you at the station.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Ness. I have to take him to Alphonse.
Out of the question. I know his temper. He'll beat him to a pulp.
Listen, if the missing girl was your granddaughter, you wouldn't forgive me if I didn't let you see the only suspect who could lead us to her.
Тоже верно.
Okay.
Ну, поехали. К Альфонсу своему.
Shucks.
What?
I thought that bloodbath would cover up the smell of stale grease. I was wrong.
Запарил своим жиром. С наступлением темноты.
Elliot?
Ah, Delphine.
Oh, thank God you're here. The lights were off, so I thought that... I'm sorry. I got out of the hospital late, then I went to the station to pick up Jim's check, and when they told me...
Это жена Джима.
I'm scared.
До доки.
Of what?
What are you drinking?
Да сок я пью, не будем
It's
бухать.
only juice. Juice and nothing else.
Breathe on me. You heard me.
Да, не бухай, я
I'm
успокоил.
sorry. It hasn't been a good day.
What's happened?
Не только у тебя.
No! You knew!
Knew about what?
What's that gun doing there?
Тайна.
I'd love to tell you, but I can't. It's better you don't get involved.
You know, don't you?
No, I don't know. And if you keep up the guessing games, I'll never know.
He's back.
Who?
Him. I don't know why it still surprises me, but it's incredible that you were such a good detective, and yet you've never been able to understand people. Capone got out of jail.
Да я дурачком прикидываюсь.
Where'd you hear that?
Chief Jenkins.
Chief Jenkins. The same guy who said he was going to clean up Santa Esperanza, right? In that case, you can rest assured Capone just put on his striped pajamas, and in 4 minutes' time, he'll be snoring in his cell.
Elliot, what if it's true? If he's out, what's the first thing he's going to do? Who does he hate more than anyone?
Присяжный, старость. Да хрен, ну-ка, давайте попробуем. Превосходство.
Let him come. He'll find the fastest waiter in Santa Esperanza. Before he can pull his gun, I'll have him dead drunk.
Please, Elliot, don't joke. You're the only part of Jim's life that I have left. If you put yourself in danger,
Плечо. Не надо тут за колени трогать чужих жен.
I'm fine. Thanks.
Кухня.
My hand? I burnt it cooking. Fried eggs are the devil's work.
What's going on, Elliot?
Что происходит?
We're closed.
Can you wait outside for a couple of minutes, Milton?
Sure, of course. Although, I'm sorry to say, but we're short on time.
Elliot,
Так. Дельфины, конечно.
I said a couple of minutes, Milton.
it's all right. Goodbye, Elliot. You can use that couple of minutes to teach this gentleman some manners.
Обиделась, смотри.
No, and it's none of your business.
Шутник, блин.
Sorry to butt in. I've brought your rapist costume for the party. Seriously, you're not...
No, she's the wife of a friend who died in the line of duty, Jim Dockers.
Alphonse told me about him.
Your Alphonse killed him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Ness. Although he's not the same man he was. Anyway, isn't the deal with marriage until death do us part?
It's not that simple. There are other factors.
Да уж. Блин. Верность или нет, подожди-ка. Дружба.
Delphine and I have been friends a long time, and I don't have many friends. I can't risk losing her.
Right. So you like her, but you don't have the nerve.
Oh yeah? What would you do?
Women have never been one of my priorities.
I'm sorry?
Forget it. You screwed Alphonse good, didn't you?
I don't think he holds it against me this far down the line. He's a new man now, right?
Did you enjoy it?
Долг, конечно же.
I'm a cop. Correction, I was a cop. You do the job you're given. End of story.
I hear you. But you didn't finish the next job they gave you. Did they find those kids?
No. How do I look?
Like the invisible man in the movie. No one's gonna buy it.
Take it easy. Everything's going to work out fine.
Переоделся в этого. В Бёрка в этого. Так, и теперь мы едем навстречу. Чтобы там на ней не было. Так, вот мы и явились.
So, everything's gonna work out fine, huh? You sure it's here?
Relax. It's just a little further. Just follow me.
Так, встретиться с Иванковым. Или Иванковым.
This plan is suicidal. We're gonna die.
Да, не нервничай.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And may I ask why?
It's not the first time I've done a job like this, and I never was any good at getting killed.
There's a first time for everything, my friend.
Milton, if you go on contradicting me, you're not going to get into your role. Don't forget, while we're here, you're supposed to be at my beck and call.
Все сейчас
While
пойдет.
we're here.
Хорошо.
Hear that? Not bad.
A white boy who likes the blues. What's next? You gonna let the black man vote?
Шутник. Кто тут спорит что-то? Нам, наверное, в бар туда надо пойти. Точнее, в паб. А, нет. Видимо, кто-то прямо. Товарищи. Что ли, не дают пройти. А, видимо... Так, что у нас? А, нам в доке что надо пойти. Отважным морякам с острова Святой Елены. Так, кастомс посетитель. Или нет? По-английски. О,
Hey, you. Where do you think you're going?
Властно, да.
I'm here to see your boss, so do your job.
What did you just say, you freak?
Well, we tried being polite.
Kick him in the balls, honey.
It'd be my pleasure.
Да хрен тебе.
Sweetie Chops.
Dakota.
Yeah, my pleasure, Miss Dakota.
Ладно, дадим.
Listen, friend, I've had to freeze my ass off on guard duty myself. Let me and my man pass, and you can carry on warming yourself up.
The other option is for us to warm him up ourselves, Mr. Burke.
Ah, you got one of those uppity Negroes, I see.
Конечно. Так, ну-ка.
If he's like that with me, think what he'd do with you.
What the fuck? Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm Osmond Burke, and I have an appointment with your boss.
You're Burke. Why didn't you say so before? Come on in.
Чем ты слушал, блин? Так, ну пойдем. Чуть поприпирались. Думаю, это ничего страшного. Так, это что у нас такое?
What is that thing?
You really want to know? Better off not asking.
Окей. Не будем спрашивать. Так.
It's supposed to be here.
Where's the ship?
Looking for someone?
We arranged to meet Nikolai Ivankov at berth 42, but it looks like the ship isn't moored here. Has she set sail?
It isn't moored? Maybe she's sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
Охренеть. Подлодка. Нормально так. Миниганы стоят. Охереть. Вот это я не знаю. Вот это я понимаю, аппарат. Аллигатор 3, да, он называется? Ну там целый город под лодками. Я так полагаю, это добро пожаловать на борт? Или как? Оу. Вот и подошел к концу первый эпизод, я так полагаю. Раз пошли титры. Ну, закончили, прямо я скажу, добротно так. Интрига просто прет. Не знаю, это конец или нет? Ну, давайте дождемся титры, просто пока непонятно. То ли это просто как бы... Даже не знаю. Но если это конец, то, блин, мне очень понравилось. Игрушка просто шикарная. Так, ну-ка, давайте. Давайте подождем титры, когда закончится просто. Да, по-моему, и завязка, и стилистика, музыка вообще просто шикарная. Озвучка тоже классная, мне нравится. Голоса очень хорошо подобраны. Вообще игрушка, по-моему, будет очень классная, только нужно им больше постараться, так сказать, сюжетом, чтобы не намудрить ничего, чтобы он был интересный, закрученный. И, по-моему, получится отличная игра. Blues and Bullets. Красиво, красиво. Так, ну. И... это та самая девочка, Элис. Которая... Ты что за чудище?
You know that we punish children who behave badly,
Так,
don't
походу,
you?
еще не конец.
Yesterday, it was Juliet who behaved badly. Do you remember?
Uh-huh.
She hit Junior so she would finish ahead of him in the morning race. Do you know what we did to her? Don't worry. You'll find out soon enough. Which do you prefer? The doll or the plush toy?
Девочка, ну пусть будет кукла.
Days ago, Mickey bit Tom so he could take his food. Do you know what we did with him?
Bruno says you killed him.
Bruno says many things. Which do you prefer, blonde hair or brown?
Мне больше нравится. Ну пусть каштановый будет. Мне кажется, они сейчас убьют девочку с каштановыми волосами. Или нет?
And today, you tried to escape. Do you know what the difference is?
Ну, типа это серьезный проступок очень.
Juliet and Mickey hurt their friends so that we would not punish them. You tried to escape, but you did not harm your friends. On the contrary, you tried to help Bruno, putting your own life in danger. Very few children would do that. We are going to punish you.
И как же?
But in a different way than Juliet and Mickey. Bruno, on the other hand, did something very similar to them. He betrayed you to avoid being punished.
I'm sorry.
Which of these two drawings do you like best?
Блин, ну, я не знаю, правый давай пусть будет.
I'm sorry.
Ой! Охренеть. Что это, мать вашу, было? Теперь это конец эпизода. Блин, музыка шикарная. Ну что ж, по-моему, свое мнение уже высказал. Блин, сюжет просто, по-моему, бомбовский будет. Тут и мистика, и какая-то секта, убийство, похищение, мафия. В общем, ждем эпизод номер 2. Это будет круто. Так что можно пропустить. Видимо, нельзя. Ладно, давайте тогда заканчивать. Если вам понравилось, ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь на канал, делитесь видео в социальных сетях, это очень помогает развитию канала. Всего хорошего и всем пока!